Go. So we are on. Okay. So welcome, Clyde, to LoraleeLiving Town Visit Tuesdays. Thank you for joining me today.
Hey, Loralee, pleasure to be here with you, dear.
Thank you. I know it's here Monday afternoon, 1 o'clock, and
Yeah,
I know there's lots of things you could be doing that you need to be doing, and I appreciate you being here with me.
absolutely. Not a problem at all, dear. Not a problem. Pleasure to be here.
So you're in New York, correct?
Yes, I am. Actually upstate New York. I'm about 60 miles from New York City. So I'm not in the heart of things, but I'm actually, like I said, about 60 miles up from New York. But I'm right here, New York.
Awesome. And how is it going up there right now?
Well, things in the city are calming down just a little bit. Things are really kind of not mellowing out because we still have a traumatic situation going on in New York with this pandemic that we have going on, and that's across the country. But they're really getting a handle on it, and they're really trying to figure out what's going to be the best thing for the citizens of New York, pretty much. So we're looking up.
Okay. Awesome.
Looking
I'm
up.
glad to hear that.
Yes.
So tell me about Rush Nation. And you've got fitness and DJing under this,
Yeah,
and I think you have a little bit more. So can you tell me about Rush Nation and what inspired you to get started in all that you do?
absolutely. Well, Rush Nation came about. First of all, I'm a DJ. I'm a personal trainer, and I'm also a personal development person. All right, so I'm one of those people that just have a conglomerate of different things that you can kind of put together, utilizing my skills, my talents, and my abilities. Rush Nation came about as a group of people, one that just came together for a common cause about having a good time, enjoying each other's company, laughing, and having fun. I started out doing that with a Facebook Live show a few years ago. And at the highest point of the show, we actually had about 40,000 people on. It comes on Monday nights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, about 40,000 people Monday nights, and from 7 to 9 p.m. Basically what happened is it's just some DJing playing music. We have a chat room. People engage in the chat room and have a good time, and fun is positive. There's positive words of inspiration, usually positive music. There's nothing derogatory or offensive. So we had kids that were in there, and it
Oh,
just grew.
nice.
It just kept growing and growing and growing, and everybody just had a good time. We put together a mission statement talking about the purpose of what, Rush Nation is really all about. And everybody just kind of signed on. We created a Rush Nation page using social media as well. And, as it grew, we found out there were just more things that were needed. So what I did after that was that Monday night show turned into a Thursday afternoon show for lunchtime. And
Okay.
again, take your lunch break. Thumping Thursday is what we call it. So bring your peanut butter and bring your peanut butter and jelly sandwich or your cheese sandwich for your lunch break. Come and listen to some good music and get some inspirational things and get some racial ideas and whatnot. And again, in the chat room, we encourage each other, we support each other, and we just have a good time. And then that brought up Sundays. And Sunday's all about inspiration, giving honor to God and recognizing God. And again, that same thing, that inspirational word based with some inspirational music as well. And again, people come in and we pray together, we laugh together, we cry together, we share information and ideas together, which brought about another component, being fit. So, a couple of years ago, I thought it was really important to really become more fit than anything else it was in my life. Sometimes we have challenges and adversities, and you get to lose your mind just a little bit. Sometimes your heart gets broken, or sometimes your spirit gets broken, or those different things manifest in your body physically. So one of the things that I always wanted to do, as a young man, was bodybuild. And I was like, wait, my age now, am I going to bodybuild? But I really felt the inspiration to go ahead and do it after some challenges in life and whatnot. And I decided, you know what? Why not? So again, I put Rush Nation together and put them all onto it and told them this is what I was going to do. And I went after the bodybuilding part. I started out as an amateur, and after I went into that amateur for OCB, which is official competition of bodybuilders, all natural bodybuilding. I didn't want to do any steroids, anything like that.
That's good. I like that.
Not there's
Natural's
anything
good.
Not that there's anything wrong with anybody who chooses to use those products, but it wasn't anything that I wanted to do. I wanted to go all natural. So one of the first things that I did was I spoke to a few friends of mine that are actually bodybuilders, and got a trainer and went through that whole process and learned about the nutrition in the body and how the body actually responds to different nutrients, vitamins, and supplements. Again, being natural, everything was plant-based for me. So steroids is, you know, another item, another thing that a lot of people use. But then again, like I said, it's just not something I wanted to go about. So I entered that first contest, and that was August 4th of 2018. And the guy told me, you're going to get hooked on this. I didn't believe it, but I got hooked on it. And for the next 2 years, I just kept entering those contests, and my body got better and it got stronger, and, you know, really started to develop. And I went pro actually October of last year. So that was after 4 competitions. I finally got my pro card and with
Nice.
Rush Nation Fitness together. Yeah, so that was pretty much how
Congratulations.
everything came together. So there's personal development that's over there. There's fitness that's there. There's the music component together to it that's there. And it's everything Rush Nation.
I love it. I love it. It's like
Yeah.
LoraleeLiving.
There you go. Exactly. You learn how to live through LoraleeLiving.
I got the fitness and the podcast, health
Exactly.
and nutrition, it's real estate. It's all under
Exactly.
there.
You put it under the umbrella. You have a one-stop shop for everybody to come and get all their services right where you are. They don't have to go anyplace else. That's it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about, well, in all of it, what are your followers saying about you? Like, what do you bring to them? What do they say you bring to them about
Okay,
that?
so one of the things that a lot of people actually comment about is leadership. You know, and leadership is something that everybody has, may not be something that everybody can display because there's different levels of it. And it's a different level of responsibility, you know, as a leader. And I had to learn and step into that as well. You know, when you're in a position of leadership, people are watching you and they're paying attention to everything it is that you say. And it's not like you're under a microscope, but people seem to seek you out. And that was one of the things that kind of, you know, inspired me to continue and go on. I mean, there's a common thread that has been woven throughout your lifetime, I guess more or less from birth, even when you were playing as a kid. Some kids tend to play by themselves. Some kids want to join other kids in. Some say, let's go and get other people. So those definite leadership skills kind of are woven throughout the course of your life. And it's definitely been a common thread in mine as I reflect back on. And so it's not a surprise that I'm where I am today, and I can see the future according to what God is revealing to me as far as that leadership skill as well. So again, always maintaining a positive attitude no matter what, making sure that there's always a way that something can be done, always pointing to God because he is the head of my life. And I know what he's done for me. So I always make sure I point to him because without him, I don't know where I would be. I don't even want to know where I would be without him.
Me too,
So
I'm the same.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I just make sure that I impress everybody that it's God first, God above everything, faith above fear. And I exemplify that. I mean, we do get challenged and we do go through struggles because without those things, we wouldn't know where it is to go. But with him, we always know we can lean on him. He's going to support us. He's that steady rock for us. So I exemplify that. I exude that. I make sure I put that in my word when I'm speaking to people and let them know that, hey, listen, no matter what your circumstance or your situation is, God is the one to seek. You know, you can seek counsel from other people and so on and so forth, but always seek him first. He says, seek the kingdom of God first and all its righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So I do my best to demonstrate that. Sometimes I fall off. Even a just man falls every once in a while, but that's to be expected. But we know.
Yep.
But we know.
We all do.
Exactly, because none of us are perfect. We all fall short of the glory of him, but it's his grace and mercy that availeth much for me as well as for everybody else. And that's the most important thing, that no matter what happens, I know he's always going to say, come on, son, let's get it back together again. And that's it.
Amen.
Yeah. So I didn't want to get all of that, but it just came out.
Well, I'm glad it did, actually. That's perfect.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
It's all for him. So
Absolutely.
whatever we do is for him, and he gives us the gift of whatever we have and whatever we do.
Exactly. I mean, we're managers and stewards of this place that we actually have right now. So all we have to do is keep in mind that we're here to serve. We have gifts, we have talents, we have skills, we have abilities, but all those things are supposed to be given away. And it's a cycle. If you give it away, he'll replenish it. And you keep giving it away, he'll replenish it. And so the more that you give, the more you'll receive. And it's not that you're doing it to receive, it's that that's the blessing that's bestowed upon you for doing diligent work by him. It's taking your talents, your skills, and abilities and utilizing them within a place that we're actually in. And you plant that seed, and that seed will bear a harvest. So, hey, listen, I enjoy it. It's a cycle of motion. It works for me.
Yeah. I love it. It's so true.
Definitely.
So So what do what are your clients or your customers, anybody? What do they say?
Well, basically, my clients of the physical fitness part are excited. Everybody gets results. You know, it's a proven strategy. The strategy that I have is a little bit different than, well, you do fitness, so you understand how there's different things that everybody can do. Before the situation that we're in right now, my first client was usually 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. Actually, my first client was 3:30 in the morning. That was me.
Wow, 3:30, okay.
Yeah, the 3:30 in the morning, the world is at a rotational, you know, it's in its rotation and whatnot, but it's quiet, it's still. I get a chance to get into meditation, I get a chance to get into prayer, I get a chance to go into a gym at that particular time or go into my own gym and just be still, but at the same time work. And there's 4 things that I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on my mental, I'm focusing on my spiritual, I'm focusing on my emotions, and that's going to correlate and translate into my physical body. All right. So when those 3 different elements are together, the body will correspond and the body will follow. So I think it's really important to make sure that your mental capacity is right. What are you thinking? What kind of thoughts are you having? And those are going to correlate with the spirit inside of yourself, which is going to be the thing that's going to motivate you and inspire you to do the workout or whatever it is that you want to accomplish. And when your emotions are in check, your heart is right. You have this in your heart and you have brain coherence, oh, there's some magical things that'll happen in your body. I mean, really things that'll just sustain yourself, and you'll have the type of results that are pretty much uncommon. Even myself, I was an example for that, simply because I had this heart and brain coherence and had my emotions in check, so the body had to manifest. So I have these this is a secret. Don't tell anybody else this now, right?
Okay, coming in.
It's just me and you.
I'm listening.
So I would have these board of executive meetings every morning before I went to the gym, but I had it with my body. So I would need my hamstrings to send a representative up. I need my calves to send a representative up. I need my thighs to send a representative up, my biceps, my pecs, every you know, muscle development, every muscle in my body, I had them send a representative, and we sit down and have a meeting and talk about what we were going to do that particular day and the effects that we were going to have. And I need everybody to rally together. So when I did a core exercise, everything in the body was organized and synthesized. So don't tell everybody my stuff here, Laura, okay?
It's our secret.
That's our secret, okay? And don't talk about my long hair either, okay?
Yes, I know, right? Missing that long hair today.
Yeah, right?
I had to make sure it was still there.
Yeah, it's still here. This is my strength. There was a little Samson stuff going on here, okay? But yeah, that's pretty much the secret sauce right there is having heart and brain coherence and getting the whole body engaged. So even if I'm standing there doing a bicep, I know my core is engaged. If my core is engaged, oxygenation through the body, from the cells to the tissues, from tissues to the organs, from the organs to the systems of the body. So everything is engaged. No matter what it is that you're doing, you're getting a full workout for each rep that you're doing, and the body engages like that. And it gets customized to that. So it's a full workout. It's a full body workout, no matter what it is that you're doing. But you're also freeing your mind. And then the body has, you know, peptides that it releases and endorphins and serotonin that gets released at certain times and whatnot. So when you have all those things synthesized within your body, you're in a homeostatic stasis. And then the body's like, let's go. You know, even with fat burning. So fat burns, you know, you understand how fat burns. We don't want to go into all of that stuff. But the thing about it is the body's primed and ready to utilize and synthesize fat as it's supposed to be used, which is the energy source. So you take your body out of that survival mode and you function in a natural order. There's 3 different systems real quick. Laura, you asked me these questions, so I'm going to tell you.
Tell me.
Yeah, so.
Tell us all.
Yeah, well, everybody. Now, this is for everybody. So there's 3 different systems that the body functions and operates on. All right, so there's the autonomic nervous system, and the parasympathetic. It's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic system. All right, so the sympathetic system is what actually operates the body for natural orders. I mean, heartbeat, sweat, and all those other different things. But when the body is in its I keep getting that word all messed up, but it's so crazy. Sympathetic nervous system. What happens is the body's usually in survival mode. It's ready for fight or flight. And when that happens, the body's usually running on cortisol and adrenaline. And when your body's running specifically on cortisol and adrenaline, the body's not going to function and operate and use fat as a source of energy. It actually shuts that part off, and it continues to store, because most people are usually under stress. So what I want people to do is calm down before you get to the gym. I want you to be in a state of mind where you're actually relaxed. And when you're in a state of mind when you're actually relaxed, it's your parasympathetic nervous system that's operating. And it's a different cadence in the body. And the body's not going to be in stress. And then the body can utilize the fat storage that it has as an energy source for continued burning of fat throughout the whole time that you're working out, which means your body's going to burn fat and use it more efficiently, as opposed to being stressed. So those are different things that we just kind of work in at the very beginning. And those are through different breathing exercises to get the body to calm down. So it changes the rhythm of the body, and it changes the state. So it just changes the state of the body from, I was about to go into some more stuff more, but that's another time, because I could have you here for the rest of the year talking about this.
So, too, what you're talking about is, it's more being present. Is it a presence?
Yes.
It's the mindset of being present with your body.
Exactly. Right.
And
that's the whole thing.
Leaving everything outside.
Yeah. You get away. It's your escape. You feel actually like you're going on like a retreat, you know, and it's a retreat for your body. And yes, there's things that's going on in the world, especially this particular time where everybody's got so much going on in their world, so much going on in their life. But if you can take a few minutes and just slow everything down, you get an opportunity to think. And when you get an opportunity to think, you get a chance to hear. When you get a chance to hear, you get that guidance that you need to get you from here to there. And it doesn't happen when things are noisy and chaotic. But if you're in that harmony, in that peaceful state, you'll be able to get the information in the direction that you need. And even some surprises that'll actually come up with some fantastic ideas. That's like, you may be able to have a solution to somebody else's problem. And it happens in those still moments. So if you can learn to still the body down, some amazing things actually happen. So those are things that we practice with Rush Nation Fitness as well.
I love it.
But are you still here?
There's a delay going on.
Yeah, there's a little bit. I think we're back. Okay.
There we go.
Yep.
Are you back?
I'm back. I'm back. Here you go.
Okay. I don't see you.
I'm
Your
not sure if
screen is frozen.
Okay, so go ahead.
There we go. Maybe a little bit. Okay. So
Okay.
with this
A
present
little
mind
bit.
state,
I think we're back now. Okay.
wait, I think we are. With the present mind state, how are your clients responding to that? Do they take to it?
Yeah, well, here's the benefit of that. Since, you know, things are so chaotic, it's actually an escape for people. You know, people are home with their children, and for that time, video format or conferencing situation we can get into, and we'll do what I call a one-on-one. And the first thing I want to find out is what's going on in your day, what kind of situations or circumstance you're having. Not to sit down and have a general counsel meeting or anything along those lines or consultant, but it's just before we get into the work, I want to make sure that you bring it down and just calm your system down and get whatever stresses it is that you have off. And like I said, we do that through some breathing exercises real quick. And people are very responsive of it because it's very different. It's very unique. Most of the times you're running to get to the gym, you're running to find a locker, you're running to get to a piece of equipment, you're all stressed out and you're in the gym, and then you got to run back because you only got an hour for lunch. You got to run back because you got to go home and make dinner. You got to run because you're running, and your mind is going. But if we can slow that down for a minute and relax and bring a sense of peace to this, you'll look forward to going to that workout because you know this is my time, and it's for me. And I'm going to feel great about this, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to walk in there, and then you start to project. I'm going to have my locker, and then you'll have your locker. And when I get to that piece of equipment, that equipment is going to be ready. Now, here's the funny thing. You don't have to go to a locker today because the locker is your closet. The piece of equipment may be a resistance band or use your body weight. So thoughts become things. So you're getting the things it is that you're thinking about right in front of you. And that's the best thing, when your thoughts become things, because you create the things it is that you want in your life. That's the benefit of it right there. So we get all of that stuff going on, and then there's the expectation of excitement and willingness, because you realize your body's going to go through that transformation mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and then physically. That's what the whole thing is all about. So they give me positive results. They're sending me pictures talking about this is really working. I'm sharing it with my friends, and I'm getting all these calls. And I'm like,
I love it. That's so awesome.
bring 'em on.
That's excellent.
Exactly.
It gives you such a good feeling, and them. It's just a win-win for everybody.
It is. Perfect. That's the whole deal. It is a win-win for everybody. And, you know, all you're doing with the win is working inner naturalness. Working inner naturalness. And that's really what it's all about. It's just a win for everybody. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
There we go. Yeah.
So I know you're giving, because you're giving your gift. You're sharing your gift.
Yes.
How do you give back? Charitable.
Okay. So here's what it is. Naturally, everything is, in this particular comment that we're in right now, everybody may not have the financial stability that they need because they may have been laid off from work. They may have, you know, a misfortune, and so on and so forth. And they may have been furloughed, or, you know, the system, places that they were working may have to shut down altogether because nobody can sustain themselves without having people, and people without the services. You can't do it. So one of the things that I do, again, with this same thing is, I mean, there's different ways that you can come in and you create home-based businesses. And once you create a home-based business, you can do something and still, as long as that business that you're generating, still just develop a stream of income. So there's things that I do as far as coaching, as far as that type of stuff is concerned. But before you can even get to that, my services that I offer, that for one-on-one is for a few minutes. That's a give back right there. Because, you know, as a personal trainer, what we do need to do is be compensated. But my compensation is just to say, hey, listen, take these few minutes. And instead of sitting here saying, give me this, I'm giving this to you. So this is a blessing upon you from what's been bestowed upon me. So that's the knowledge and information to share, and just say, here's a little give back for you. So one of the ways that we can actually give back, which is one of the most commodities that we actually have, is our time.
Right.
And if you can share your time with someone, what does it really cost you besides a few minutes throughout the day? And that's really one of the best things you can do, is share your heart with someone and be genuine and be authentic with it. And that correlates because people really feel that. And when they feel it, there's a sense of worth, there's a sense of being, there's a sense of connectedness, and there's a sense of oneness. And that's one of the things that everybody needs to feel these days, because there's a lot of people who may be single. There's a lot of people who may not be around a group of people, especially while we're under this quarantine part right now. You know, this wasn't the time to say, hey, listen, let's get everybody together. Let's get into some relationship just because we want to get into it. So I'm not by myself. And now all of a sudden you're stuck with somebody. And it's like, nah, that's not the best thing to do.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Yeah, so we don't want to do that. But, you know, so there are some people who feel a little brokenhearted. And again, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. So we just talk about those things and put things back together, and, you know, make sure that people feel a wholeness. And again, always pointing to God, because he's the fixer, he's the healer, he's the uniter, he's the regulator, he's the everything, he's the one and the only, above all, do all. So
he is. Amen.
Yeah,
and it's a good point too, what you're saying, because when we give our time, especially right now in this time that we're in,
yes,
it's a completely different realm of life than we've known, and we have the time, and I think it's a great opportunity even for families to spend time together, and like you say, the people that are by themselves, to give them the time and genuinely listen. And not only does it build the connections, but it builds trust.
yes,
And like what you were saying, people need that.
yeah,
They need that, and they need a direction. A lot of people are in fear, and when you have faith over fear, it makes such a big difference in the peace of your mind and heart.
it does. It creates that cadence that you need. This connection that we actually have here between the heart and the mind is a very interesting thing, because it allows you to actually serve in gratitude. And that's one of the greatest things to have, to be grateful for what it is that we have. Also appreciation and care And as well as that, the biggest thing out of it all is compassion. And these are things that have just been learned, and we have to really embrace this because of the time that we're in right now. And, you know, we can talk about things that actually happen in the context of the world, you know, because when people come into a position of oneness, it unifies the world in a different way. And that feeling can be actually felt. Like you feel compassion, you feel appreciation, you feel greatness, you feel gratitude. And those are higher emotions. Those are elevated emotions is what they're actually called. Not the emotions of anger and resentment and bitter and frustration and whatnot. Those are chemical releases that actually come from the brain. And there's a whole nother chapter. We can talk about that stuff on another time. But we want to talk about the elevated emotions, love, the compassion, the appreciation, the care, and the gratitude. Those are the things that kind of open you up and allow you to be connected with someone to a greater degree. Because when somebody feels connected to someone, there's a greater degree of appreciation and worth that you actually have for yourself, because now you value yourself. So I like to tell people to take out the validation stamp, stamp yourself on the head, and get up out there and go and do something. Yeah, but that's it. I want people to be happy. I want people to feel great. I want people to be able to smile just like you're smiling, just like I'm smiling. And every day we wake up, we have that moment to wake up with gratitude and appreciation and say, wow, somebody else may not have made it, but I'm here. And I woke up on purpose. And I woke up with intention. And I'm going to go out there and do the best thing that I can do. And that's be the best me by starting off by saying I'm grateful for today. And thank you for this moment right here. Get up. Do your 4 or 5 seconds or 30 seconds of elevated work. Get your heart rate going. Get some fat burning. Jump into your day. And let's rock. That's another one of those secrets. I ain't tell you that one.
You jump out of bed and get running, huh?
Yeah, so I'm giving you all my secrets here, Laura, all of them, okay? So what happens when you first get up out of the bed? Really, it's a moment of being grateful. Wake up in gratitude. Don't grab your phone. Don't jump out of the bed and think about all the problems and my bills of yesterday and go into the predictable past. You have a brand new day. The Bible says renew your mind daily. You're a new creature. Every single day you wake up. And this is all biblical stuff. You can read it in the book. I'm not saying everybody has to be religious and anything along those lines, but to be spiritual and recognize that, one, there is something greater than you, you know, and we gotta call him God. And I'm not ashamed because
it is nothing to do with religion. It is about having a relationship.
And that's really what it's all about. So it's just very important when you wake up. Don't pick up your yesterday. Step into your new day by being that new person with a new mindset. So how do we do that? Wake up with gratitude. Wake up with appreciation. Wake up with care. And wake up with compassion and say, hey, listen, but be compassionate for yourself. Show yourself some care, self-care. Be grateful for who it is that you are. You made it. Somebody else didn't make it. You know, we're seeing that more and more every day. Young, older, middle age, you know, it doesn't make a difference what religion, what color you are, whether your hair is long or short. I happen to have long. Or it really doesn't make a difference. But the fact of the matter is you're here. So you wake up with purpose and intention. And then you get up. First thing you do before you go in the bathroom and brush your teeth, brush your hair. I mean, unless there's somebody else there, but whatever. But get up and move for a few seconds and get your heart rate up. And once you get your heart rate up, you should have been on a fast unless you're sitting there eating a chicken bone and a sandwich in the bed at night, but you shouldn't be. So you came out of a mini fast. And if you come out of a mini fast, your body's ready to burn some energy. And the first thing it's going to go to burn is fat. It's the quickest source of energy. So that means your body's actually jumping into that fat burn zone as soon as you get up. And your body will burn fat all day long. It's systematic. It's been proven. It's what I did. I knocked off about 70 pounds to get off. And these are the same things that I'm sharing. Yeah, the same things I'm sharing with you. Same things that I did. And it works.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's it. Wake up with gratitude. Wake up with appreciation. Wake up with compassion. Wake up with care. And like I said, let yesterday be where yesterday is. Don't grab your phone. Get up, jump into that fat burn zone. Start your day off just like that. And you'll be great.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So we met here, I don't know, recently. We met this year through LinkedIn.
Yeah, we did.
And I just want to say, like, everything that you're talking about is a true testament to who you are. You are so genuine. And you really show that you care, and I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. You know how we do. In that first conversation, whenever, well, it seemed like I've known you forever for some reason. Well, we always say we know each other in the spirit because we did. I don't know. This is just a manifestation of time and the way that everything occurred and the way that it unfolded. This is supposed to be. So somewhere in the spirit realm, we connected and we're here. And it was just the first, I don't know what it was. It was just boom. And that's the audacious, that's how God actually is. When he puts people together, we're not married, but the thing about it is, but we are I know people are like, what's going on with these two? But we are relational. And and we have a great time.
We do.
But this is our conversation, Joe. So we're actually inviting you into our conversation because we do this all the time. You know, it's just
We do. We have fun.
And we do. We have a lot of fun. We talk about God. We share. We laugh. And there's this feeling. You know, I keep telling Laura, you know, I'm like, oh, I didn't talk to Laura today. Bing! There she is, right there. So it's this feeling of coming in. It's just this connectedness. And the common thing is God. And you're a beautiful person. You're a beautiful soul. You have a beautiful spirit. And anybody that knows you should be blessed to know you. And I mean, listen, we all have pages and chapters in our life of one thing. And we had to get here. It was a process for us to get here. So maybe it's important that we leave our yesterday where it is and look forward to the future. And understand that tomorrow is greater than us as long as God is present with us. Tomorrow is greater for us as long as God is present for us. And
yes.
He's a present. Yeah. So there you go.
I love it.
So thank you. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have one more. I want to know, and we've kind of touched on it, but
yes,
what's different right now for you through this COVID-19 as far as how are you pushing through with Rush Nation?
Oh my goodness. Listen, that's the perfect plan right there. So the biggest thing is, listen, this is an opportunity for everyone. It's almost like the playing field is kind of lit. Before the playing field was like this, all over the place. But it's like this. And if you can catch this right now, this is an opportunity for you to take your talents, for you to take your skills and take your abilities and do what the Bible says. It actually says take your talent, skills, and abilities to the marketplace and be compensated. So self-development. This is the time for people to read. It says the average person reads less than one book per year. Self-development. Take your talents. And we've been talking about this as far as Rush Nation is for the last few years. You know, hey, listen, each year we move, each year we get closer. What can you bring to this equation to make a difference in the world? You have something special about you. There's something unique about you specifically. There's a not even digital, there's a fingerprint that you have that makes you unique. There's some special gift that you have that's within you, that's your birthright. That's the abundant life that you're supposed to have. This right now, it may not look like it, but it's the time of abundance. And if you position yourself right, you can really have that abundant life. And it's not about the cars and the houses and all of the kind of stuff. It's about the tranquility. It's about
the joy within.
Yes. It's about having that joy and that fun and the connectedness and living a life of having a good time. I mean, you wake up like, I'm going to jump into this day and get Rush Nation or get LoraleeLiving, and I'm going to be good and I'm going to have a great time. And things are going to be really great. You wake up on purpose. You wake up on intention. And it's like, yeah, everybody didn't make it. And I understand that. But by the grace of God, I'm here. And you know what? Faith over fear, no matter what. And as long as I can live like that, my faith gets stronger and stronger every day. And yeah, it may have started out as a small little seed, but eventually it grows into a big tree. And that's what it's really all about. So we have that opportunity every single day to live like that, to be like that, and to do that. And that's what it's all about.
Faith over fear. That's it.
Faith over fear.
Okay. I love it.
Definitely.
And there's nothing but truth right there.
Well, thank you. Well, hey,
that is how we got to push through this. And there's so much opportunity, like you say, in not minimizing the things that are happening that are sad. There are definitely some sad things happening. But there definitely is a lot of good things. Mm-hmm. And we have to look for the good things.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of hurt.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. He'll fix that. He'll fix that for you.
Yeah, he will.
That's the emotional part. So, again, going right back to what you're saying real quick, not to belong it, but yeah, there's a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of anxiousness and all those other different things. And they affect the body on a multiple level actually creates that stress. And the body is not designed to live in stress constantly like that. The body is supposed to be calm or peace. And it's the same thing that you were just talking about. When you can get that joy, you can get that peace inside your heart, or that cadence that beats inside your heart changes everything. You just feel good. Sometimes you just sit there and laugh, like you laugh. And we sit here and laugh about all of this stuff that's actually going on. Because this is pretty much, this is the first thing we actually did when we got on the phone. We didn't even know each other per se. We're sitting there laughing. It's like, wow, this is just so crazy. But that's joy. That's the excitement. And for us to be able to do that, not really know each other more than the shadow of the light or the light of the shadow, it's still, well, that's just myself and you. But anyway, the thing about it is, anyways, to find those moments and have something to laugh about and be joyful that you're you, because you're that unique person. And by the grace of God, we're still here. By the grace of God, we still have work to do. And that's really what it's all about, the work to do. That's it.
That's awesome. And that's with that,
Yeah.
I just will say thank you again. I'm so grateful
Well,
for
thank
you.
you.
You're welcome.
I'm grateful for you too.
Thank you.
All right, my dear.
I appreciate you taking the time with me today and
Sure.
sharing your vision and your heart and your mind.
Yeah.
And encouraging everybody out there. We wish everybody out there just safe, happy, beautiful week. And,
Yes. Be safe. Faith over fear.
Yes, faith over fear. And we'll see you actually tomorrow here on Town Visit Tuesdays with LoraleeLiving. It is LoraleeLiving with Town Visit Tuesdays. I am doing Mondays and Tuesdays until this COVID-19 is over. So just to try to get more people in and talk and share and do what we can.
Well, you've got a wonderful platform. I appreciate you. And you're starting out doing it Tuesdays and Mondays, but I think there's going to be some more coming for you. Of course, you wipe that lens off, he's got more for you.
Thank you, Clyde.
All right, my dear. It's a pleasure.
All right. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. You too. Thanks again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.